Royal Realms. What happens when a woman goes through fire and comes out wearing diamonds? She becomes a Sigma female. And trust me, she's built differently. Let me ask you this. Have you ever met a woman who keeps bouncing back? Even when life tries to throw her to the wolves, she doesn't just survive, she rises like a phoenix, again and again. That, my queens, is a Sigma female. Let me take you into a story, a real one. Picture a woman, freshly divorced, 2 kids in tow, no support system, and a bank account gasping for air. People whispered she'd crumble, but she didn't. She woke up at 4 a.m. to bake and sell pastries, went back to school at night, and 5 years later, she owned a bakery chain. She didn't just rebuild her life, she redesigned it from scratch. You know what she is? A Sigma female. Sigma females are the unbreakable code of womanhood. They're not loud, but they're powerful. Not needy, but deeply connected, and not afraid to be alone, because solitude is where they recharge. If you've ever felt like you walk a path alone and still manage to thrive, chances are you're one of them. As Maya Angelou once said, "I can be changed by what happens to me, but I refuse to be reduced by it." That's Sigma female resilience in one sentence. Curious now? Good. Because we're diving deep into the core of what makes Sigma females naturally resilient. And ladies, stick with me till the end of this video, because these insights aren't just entertaining, they're transformational. You're about to see why your quiet power is your loudest strength. Let's get into it. Ladies, first things first. Resilience isn't about pretending you're not hurt. It's about feeling every ounce of that pain and still standing up like, yeah, life sucker punched me. But guess what? I duck next time. Sigma females don't romanticize struggle, but they sure as heck know how to rise from it. They embrace adversity like it's a gym for the soul. Every trial, just another rep. See, the reason Sigma females are so naturally resilient is because they've been forced to build their own emotional infrastructure. They don't rely on external validation. That's foreign currency to them. Instead, they create internal stability. Their self-worth isn't rented out to compliments or crushed by criticism. It's theirs. Bought and owned, paid in full. Let's talk about solitude. For most people, being alone feels like exile. But for Sigma females, it's home. That time alone isn't loneliness, it's sacred. It's where they evaluate, recalibrate, and rebuild. Like a master architect sketching out a new plan with each setback. That's why when the world falls apart, Sigma females don't panic. They retreat to their sanctuary, recharge, and return stronger. Like Beyoncé after a spiritual retreat with incense and drum beats. Now, don't get it twisted. Being resilient doesn't mean Sigma females are emotionless robots. Oh no, they feel deeply. But they've mastered emotional alchemy. They can transmute heartbreak into fuel, betrayal into boundaries, pain into poetry. It's like they've got a resilience translator in their heads that turns every "why me" into "watch me." That's why when life plays dodgeball with them, they don't just duck. They catch the ball and throw it back harder, with precision. Ladies, here's the kicker. Sigma females are not afraid of change. While most people grip onto comfort like it's the last donut in the box, Sigma females are already planning how to bake a new batch. Change doesn't scare them, it excites them. They know growth requires discomfort, and guess what? They make discomfort look like designer fashion. Elegant, intentional, empowering. So when others freeze, Sigma females flow. They adapt, adjust, and advance. You want to know the secret sauce? Self-awareness. Sigma females know themselves so intimately, it's scary. They've done the inner work, tore through the layers, healed the wounds, faced the shadows. They don't run from themselves, they run toward themselves. And that's what makes them unshakable. Because when you know who you are, the world can't tell you who you're not. Let's throw in a little humor here. Sigma females could write a best-selling novel titled, "Thanks for Underestimating Me." They've turned being overlooked into an Olympic sport. And oh, they win gold every time. Why? Because while others are showing off, Sigma females are showing up, quietly, consistently, strategically, until suddenly, boom, there they are, thriving, glowing, and leaving everyone wondering, wait, when did she level up? Resilience is also about boundaries, and Sigma females set them like pros. Not out of fear, but out of self-respect. They know what depletes them and what nourishes them. And they're not afraid to cut the cord on toxic people, draining situations or soul-numbing routines. It's not cold, it's clarity. They don't entertain chaos just to be liked. They've mastered the art of saying, "No, thank you," with grace and an invisible crown. Let's not forget their mental toughness. Sigma females have minds like steel-trap fortresses. They're not easily manipulated because they've trained their minds to think critically, to question, to observe, to analyze. You can't gaslight a woman who double-checked your facts before breakfast. This intellectual sharpness keeps them resilient because they're not thrown off course by drama, distractions, or deceit. Their mind is their compass, and baby, it points north. And then there's purpose. Sigma females don't wander, they walk with intention. Every move they make is aligned with something deeper. That spiritual GPS is always recalculating. They may take detours, but they never get lost. Resilience flows naturally when your life is rooted in meaning. It's not just about surviving the storm, it's about dancing in the rain with purpose. Lastly, Royal Realms Sigma females have a secret weapon, faith. Not just religious, but spiritual belief in something greater than circumstances. A knowing that there's divine orchestration even in the chaos, that every setback is a setup. Every delay is divine. They walk by vision, not by sight. That's why they're resilient, because they trust the unseen, believe in their calling, and move forward even when the path isn't lit. They are, in a word, unstoppable. Ladies, hear me loud and clear. Resilience isn't something Sigma females pretend to have. It's who they are. Built through storms, refined through silence, strengthened by solitude, and driven by purpose. They don't crumble, they conquer. So if you've ever felt like life tried to break you, but you refused to fold, then yes, you are her. A Sigma female in all her quiet power. Apply these Sigma female truths to your journey. Stand tall in your solitude. Trust your inner voice. Set bold boundaries. Alchemize your pain. And let the world watch as you glow up in ways they never saw coming. And always remember, being underestimated is not your weakness, it's your superpower. So Royal Realms, keep walking your path, alone if you must, but never lonely. Because resilience isn't built in the crowd, it's built in the silence, the struggle, and the comeback. Stay radiant, stay resilient, and stay Sigma female. Watch till the end, rewatch if needed. Share it with a fellow queen who needs reminding that she was never ordinary. Until next time, ladies, keep rising.